Hey guys, welcome to Cat Snack Shack. I'm Kat. Today I'm going to be making you one of my grandmother's specialties. This is a meal that my grandmother used to make for me all the time growing up. And I remember coming home from school and it'd be kind of cold, and as soon as you'd open up that door you'd smell this cooking. It was absolutely wonderful, wonderful meal. Hopefully you guys will like it too. So come on, let me show you what we're going to need. You ready? These are pretty much the ingredients that you're going to need. You're gonna need olive oil, comino, it's one of my favorite spices. Okay, then of course your onion and garlic powder. You're gonna need some Hatch green chilies. Then we're gonna need beef broth. And of course, we're gonna use 2 medium to large onions. As many potatoes as you like. We like a lot of potatoes, so I'm probably gonna use 6 or 7 potatoes. And then of course, your stew meat. So let me cut up the onions, potatoes, and then we're gonna brown up some meat, and I'll show you where we go from there. Just so you know, the onions and potatoes are both cut about 1 inch by 1 inch, about inch cubes, okay? All right, so let me take you over here and we can watch, you can guys watch me cook up some meat. I mean, woo, how exciting is that? All right, let's bring you over. Okay, I've been having my pan heat up a little bit. Under some medium heat, I'm gonna throw a little bit of oil in there, not a whole lot, but just enough to sear up the meat a little bit there. Alright, there we go. That's what we want to hear. So I'm just dumping the whole shebang in there. As you see, we've already pre-cut all of the fat off of these. Alright, let me wash my hands real quick. Start throwing in the seasonings. While that starts browning. Alright, so now, typically, well, most people don't use a whole lot of comino, but my wife is pretty boisterous on flavor. So am I, as long as it's not real salty. So I'm going to add quite a bit of this comino, probably a good 2 or 3 tablespoons. Because you know it's going to go into the broth as well, so you want to have that flavor in there. So you want to just about like that. And then we're going to get ourselves some onion powder. We're going to do the same thing. Now I've never been one for measuring anything, so I just sprinkle until my heart's content, and then once I'm happy with it, then I stop. So you add as much or as little seasoning as you like. I can't give you specifics as far as how many tablespoons or whatever. As you see, I just pour the stuff in there. Alrighty, now some salt and pepper. So we got garlic, onion, salt and pepper, and comino. And I do a coarse ground on my pepper because that's how I like it. You guys, the more you twist this, the tighter the grind is and the finer the powder. I like mine a little bit on the loose side so it gets some good little chunks in there. Here's to the meat nicely. And then, of course, a good little dollop of sea salt. Now the broth is already going to have salt in it. Luckily not as much as normal. So I don't add a whole lot of salt because I don't want to make my stuff over salty. The potatoes will also take away from the salt as well, so also take that into consideration as well. So now I just stir this little stuff up, let it simmer just a little bit. Once I get the sides all browned, we'll take this off the heat, and then I will start the pot with the broth. So I have my meat. I got my meat all nice and browned up. So now, I'm going to take it off the stove, set it to the side for a moment, and then I'm going to bring my pot over here. So now I'm going to let this heat up a little bit. And once it heats up, I'm going to add a little bit of EVOO. Just a little bit, not a lot. You don't want your food, well, I don't want my food greasy. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit, just to cover the bottom of the pan. Just barely. Because this is what you're going to toast your onion. And then you're going to add your meat and your broth. Hey guys, sorry about the jump in. Unfortunately, I was editing this video and we had a little bit of a camera malfunction. So on this little segment, you're only going to see video through the phone and not through the camera. So the audio is not going to be so good. So I do apologize. All right, back to the video. Okay, so the oil is heated up. So I'm just going to brown that up a little bit. Not a whole lot. You don't want it to get too soft too quick. I'd like them to get a little bit caramelized before I actually throw my broth in, because it adds like a little bit of a smoky flavor to it. It's quite good. So I'm just doing that real quick. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of the garlic. Got to give that a second. I'm going to give you a little sip of tea. I'll be right ready for that. Alright, so the onions are nice and caramelized up a little bit. They're not overly done. Now I'm going to take my meat and all its juices, dump them in there. That beef broth. Moisten this up a little bit so I can get those nice little bits off of there, because you know that's some of the best part. I didn't add flour to it because on this stew I don't like it real thick. There we go. I like it in a consistency between a soup and a stew. You actually want the potatoes to be what thickens up your broth. So you don't want it too thick. So now we're going to add the rest of the broth. I have an extra box just in case I need it, because this has got to cook for at least an hour. Because you want that meat to start getting tender. So now let's take a look at this here. Once it comes back up to a simmer, then we'll turn it down and put a lid on it and let it cook for about an hour, hour and a half. And we'll come back in about 45 minutes and test the meat. Alright guys, I'll see you in a few minutes. Let's take a look at what we have here. It's been about an hour and a couple of, about an hour and a half. Alright, it's looking quite delicious. The meat looks nice and soft. I'm going to take me out a little piece, set it down, try it out. As you see, the onions are cooking down. It's going to be really, really good. Alright. Okay, so let's give this a taste here. Come over here where you can see me. If it's tender and not chewy, then we'll add our potatoes. It's perfect. Alright then. That is really good. Okay? We'll add our potatoes now. Okay guys, we already tasted it, so now I'm going to grab the potatoes, put them in here. It's going to be quite some delicious stuff. Alright. Alright, so now I'm going to add my potatoes. Alrighty. Okay, I know this is gonna sound strange, but my grandmother used to add this to her stew, so I'm gonna add it to my stew. It doesn't taste right without it. I know it's not the typical thing a Mexican would do with Mexican food, adding jarred salsa. About a medium jar, you use about half of it. Now what that's gonna do is it's gonna add that little bit of a tomato-ness to it. Actually adds a lot of flavor. It definitely changes the whole dynamic of the dish. Without it, it won't taste right. Okay, only thing now is we gotta add the chiles. So let me put the lid back on this. We'll get it started to boil again. We'll get it boiling. Once we get this to a boil, then we'll throw the chilies in, okay? So right now, I'm gonna cut them up. Growing up when I was a kid, I lived in El Paso, Texas, off of a little road called Turf Road. I hung around with about 6 or 7 girls. It was Kelly, Dawn, Kathy Ann, Michelle, Wendy, and Kim. And then my cousin and Kathy Ann's little sister. And every other Saturday we'd come over to my Gammy's house. They'd get everybody to come over, and we'd all come over and eat on this Caldo. It's quite delicious. It brings back memories of my childhood. Shout out to you guys. I love y'all. As you saw, I put half of the green chili sauce in here already. The juice from the green chili can. And then I got the potatoes starting up. Now I'm just gonna add these green chilies in, and I'm gonna fold them nice and slow. So you don't wanna tear them up, but you do wanna mix them in so that way you can get that flavor going in there. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. I cannot wait. This was a staple in our household. All right, so now we bring it back up to a boil and put a lid on it and let it cook for like another hour, 45 minutes, and then it'll be ready to eat. So I'm gonna clean up and I will see you back here in a few minutes. Let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness. Set this to the side here. Now, one thing that my grandmother used to do, and I'm gonna do, to take this little bit of grease off of here. Skim this grease off. And that's Ellie and Tinker, my 2 dogs. Ellie's a little guard dog, boy. She'll tear someone's ankles off. She's crazy. So let's give it a stir. Oh wow, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. So let's throw us a little bit in here. Now you see how those chilies are still falling apart? But they're still in big enough chunks that my wife can pick them out by myself. Love the chilies. That's probably my favorite part. Ooh, it's getting hot. Alright guys, let's try this out. I've been waiting all day. Yep. I could literally close my eyes right now and I can hear Kelly and Dawn and Michelle and Kathy Ann and Wendy all hanging out in the front yard. Everybody pigging out on Caldo, giggling and acting silly and talking about boys. Yeah. This really brings back memories. I sure miss all you guys. Makes me think about Gammy very, very much. I miss her. She was the best cook ever. Gammy, this one's for you, my love. I miss you very much. And your legend lives on. If you like this video, subscribe and click the bell. And let us know if there's anything that you would like to see. Because we love to cook, obviously, right? We have some big plans in store coming up for our travels here before long, so you guys be ready. And if you guys have any ideas, anything you'd like me to cook for you, leave comments down below and I'll give you a shout out. And let everybody know that you're responsible for the delicious dish I'm cooking that day. Okay, well, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care and eat well.